Hi, we are located in the Roman Necropolis in Šempeter, which is about 12 kilometers from Celje in Slovenia. It's on the old road from Ljubljana into the Balkans. There's a big site in Ljubljana which we'll show you separately. But this site was a massive cemetery about 2 kilometers long, and over time it became eroded and flooded by the river which is nearby. And it was only by accident in 1952 that this graveyard was found, and gradually the tombs were exposed. We're going to show you 4 main tombs in this location. The first one is the Vindonius tomb from the 1st century. The tomb is one of the oldest monuments in Šempeter. The funerary plinth stands on a simple base, and in it are preserved the ashes of the deceased and grave goods. The front part is adorned with relief showing the scene with Heracles leads Alcestis back from the underworld. The 2 side reliefs on the plinth each portray a hunter. The upper part of the tomb narrows to an upright ashlar with an inscription declaring that Gallius Vindonius Successus, the aedile of Claudia Cecilia, erected this monument in memory of himself and his wife Julia, daughter of Sextus, an extremely faithful wife who died at the age of 50. The Vindonius tomb from the 1st century is one of the oldest monuments in Šempeter. The funerary plinth stands on a simple base, and in it are preserved the ashes of the deceased and grave goods. The front part is adorned with a relief showing the scene with Heracles leads Alcestis back from the underworld. I'll show you here. This is Heracles leading Alcestis back from the underworld. The 2 side reliefs on the plinth each portray a hunter. So this side relief here is a hunter. The upper part of the tomb narrows to an upright ashlar with an inscription declaring Gallius Vindonius Successus, the aedile of Claudia Cecilia, erected this monument in memory of himself and his wife Julia, daughter of Sextus, an extremely faithful wife who died at the age of 50. The 2 reliefs on the side represent a manservant and a maidservant, D and M, Dismanibus, the divine names or souls of the dead. Gaius Vindonius carried out the function of an ideal administrator of public buildings. So that's the first main tomb in Šempeter. The second one, tomb of the Spectate from the 2nd century. It's more than 8 meters high. The plinth is divided into 2 parts. The reliefs on the lower side tell the story of Iphigenia from right to left. The corner reliefs embodying the seasons of the year, autumn and winter on the right, spring and summer on the left, and the twins Castor and Pollux. Above the lintel is an inscription that Gaius Spectatus Pinitus set up the tomb for himself and his son Gallius Spectatius Priscianus. Part of the inscription is missing. This probably mentions the wife of Pinitus. The upper part of the tomb has statues of all 3. The head of Medusa graces the front of the tomb roof. Both Spectatius were mayors to Ovary in Celia. This is the tomb of the Enii, the 2nd century. The tomb is probably the finest monument in Šempeter. The relief in front represents Europa being carried off across the sea by Zeus in the form of the bull. The right side of the plinth has a relief of Ganymede, whom Zeus carries off in the form of an eagle, while the left side has the relief of Satyr and Nymph. The tomb was erected by Quintus Ennius Liberalis and Ennia Oppidania in memory of themselves and their 17-year-old daughter Calandina, probably on the occasion of her death. Calandina stands between two genii with quenched torches in their hands. This is the tomb of the Secondini from the 3rd century. The tomb differs from the other monuments in its form, while its decoration is simpler. The tomb was erected during the lifetime of Gaius Spectatius Secundinus, in memory of himself, his wife Tutoria Avita, his son Spectacus Servius, his nephew Rusticius Tutorius, and his son Rusticius Albinus. On the left pilaster there is an axe, ascia, cut in half. The ascia was meant to be the sign of the ritual commencement of excavating for the tomb, while at the same time it defended the tomb against the new burial of an unknown person. Architrave, in antique architecture main horizontal beam that lies above the pillars. A fragment with Heidecamp and dolphin. Heidecamps are imaginary creatures, half dolphin, half horse. They're the symbol of a happy travelling of a soul from this to the other side of life. They show the way to 16 is a capital made up of two pieces. Decoration on the top of the pillar is leaves decoration. Is a beautifully decorated architrave. Deli Grobnici is a part of a tomb. (18) is part of a tomb. This is a marble wall. Under the arcade is a head, probably the god of Savinia, ad salute. This is a 3.1 meter high double pilaster with Genius of Death, shell and hydrocamps. Number 21 is different parts of a tomb. The remains of an eagle decoration from a tomb. Eagles were popular in Roman times and equally so in burial mounds and grave decorations. This is interesting, is the part of a big tomb that stands next to the fence. There are shown parts of arcades with griffins. Griffins are creatures made out of two animals, half lion, half eagle. They are protecting the gold, which is represented by vessels with fruit. They are driving away evil forces from the deceased. They also protect those graves from the living ones that might not respect them. This is a pillar which probably belongs to the bigger tomb with the griffins. Fence of a tomb. This is a marble fragment. This is part of a baldachin decorated with beautiful rosettes and with head of Medusa. This is part of a baldachin. You can see the pillar and the arch on the right and the rosettes on the left hand side. What looks like possibly something to do with Medusa on the broken. This is the fence of another tomb. Long fence, this one. These are fragments that belong to an unreconstructed tomb. That applies to these three sets of stones. The foundation of Spectatia's tomb. The original part is up to the red stones. You can see them just below the lintel there, and the lintel is put on to secure the tomb.